Yeah,
For sure. So I want to show you guys the grounding technique that I use in my mornings actually, and I learned this from one of Tony Robbins' coaches, right? So it's a coach of Tony Robbins. So it's really it's fantastic. So always starting and bring your thinking into your feet. Think with your feet and just feel where's the weight? Where are you distributing the weight on your feet? Now, I want you to turn your feet in a little bit. This is called pigeoning your feet, right? And bend the knees just a little bit, right? Now, hold the image in mind, right? That from the center of your abdomen going downwards into the earth, there's a force that's pushing into the earth, right? And it's being pushed in through the feet, right? Now, from this point, from the midpoint up, then here you get pulled up, right? So from the middle down, from the middle up. From here you get pulled up. And we're going to bring our arms to our side, right? But you're going to curl in your fingers. You're going to make a fist, but with your thumb out. And it needs to be facing like forward. And we're going to do 40 rotations, right? Kind of quick, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. All right, and then now what we do is we rotate our thumbs back, facing the back, right? This is going to open up your chest, right? And we're going to roll now back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Just shake off your body now. Just shake it off, man. Let's just shake it off. So now coming again back into just a regular stance, how you would normally stand, right? And now reanalyze, how are you shifting the weight of your body? Where's the center of gravity? There's a line. It's just one straight line that is holding your body in the center of gravity. You may need to shift your hips. You may need to shift your feet. Now, I want you to begin to align your feet with your knees. And then align your knees and your feet with your hips. And now align your feet, knees, hips with your torso. Having your back, just everything in alignment. Now balance your shoulders. Balance your shoulders with the rest of your body in alignment. Now align your neck. Make sure that your neck and your shoulders and your torso and your hips and your knees and your feet are all in alignment. Now, when we breathe in, this one's really good. If you guys didn't ever have any like trouble with posture, right? So from this point, from the top of your head, I want you to imagine like a string, like like a silver string, right? Typically, we think about like energy, up in the body, but I want you to think like a string that pulls you into the ether, into the universe from the top of your head, right? There you go. Like this. And when you breathe in, the it pulls you up, right? And it's just so much easier. It's so much easier to have really good posture all the time, even after sitting down, right? Is because when you hold the image in mind of that's all you had to do, right? You had to activate the subconscious mind, and it'll do it for you. Because when you're trying to consciously change your posture, what do? You're like, right? You try to hop into it, right? But when you do it unconsciously, you go straight into the unconscious, right? You bypass logic and you just have an image, a creative image in mind. The string is pulling you up. Wow, look how that's much easier than having to do all this extra imagery. All right, we're done with the exercise. How'd you guys feel? Anybody want to share?
Yeah, it felt fantastic. It reminded me of the karate taekwondo pumses that I used to do when I was like a child. It would always feel like extremely energized because you're in the moment exploding. And I felt the same idea. Well, my muscles and bones were moving in alignment. I could feel that, I say, things being corrected within. I'm not sure if that's the same for the rest of the group.
It's nice. Anybody else want to say? Yeah, so
I, I have something to share. I found out when you were telling me, like, when you're asking where's the weight when you're standing, like normal, where's the weight? I never really thought about that. So you were able to bring that into my head, like, okay, how am I standing, or how it feels and stuff.
different.
I
So
never
what's
really
different
thought
now?
about it. Yeah, thank you.
What's different now? Like, how do you shift your
Oh,
weight?
so yeah, I felt like I would lean more on my what do you call this? Not the heel, but the not the toes either. But I don't know what this part
The
is called
back?
right here.
You would lean back?
This
On the ball of your foot.
yeah, it's like I'm standing on that most of the time. It seems like when I was standing regularly.
Yeah. So you're standing a bit kind of like
Forward, yeah,
kind of
like lean.
like if you're
Oh,
forward, right?
yeah.
So
I never really noticed that until now.
a lot of times when this motion is happening, um, I say it's kind of like being really excited, right? Well, so what's happening is what I believe is happening is because that excitement is because you're thinking about something in the future, right? But at the same time, it's pulling you from the present, right? So it's unbalancing you. It's putting you in an unbalanced position, right? So always come back to your body, and whatever your body's doing, that's gonna tell you everything about your mind, right? Like let's just say I have a like full disclosure. I'll tell you, because everything that I speak of, I don't have a degree. I don't have nothing of this, but I have my experience, right? And my experience is what teaches me. Um, and I had this fungal infection, right? And I could not get it. I couldn't get rid of it at all. I went to doctors. I took medicines for months. They're good prescription pills. Wasn't going away, right? Something that should have gone away. This is something that they treat everybody. It's something that just goes away. I come to find out it's because of within my own chakra, there is toxins. Within my own sacral chakra, there is toxins. that are blocking it. So in the spirit world, it's over here affecting my physical body. So my body's gonna tell me exactly what's going on. Like let's just say if you're, or let's just talk about fat now, right? There's certain areas where you typically build more fat for you specifically. It might be, it might be in the back, it might be in the front, it might be under the chin, the arms, somewhere. What your body's telling you is that part, it's in danger. That part of your body's in danger. And that's why it's building fat there. And that's why it's so damn hard, because the fat is actually protecting you. It's actually a protective mechanism, right? And that's why it's so hard to get rid of, because it's trying to protect you, right? It's like telling your own guardian angel to go away. Go away, guardian. Stop protecting me, angels. I don't need your protection, right? But see, it's because we're putting something into our body. That something is most likely, what it most often is, what it comes down to is called a lectin. It's a plant protein. Right? We think of plants as like, oh, they're just innocent. Oh, you pull the plant, you can't do nothing. Nah, man. Plants, like them homies, they built to survive. They're still here. They're still here. So they actually produce something that'll try to make you sick. And that's a lectin. That's a plant protein that's coming to attack your body. Right? And remember, your body's the temple of your mind. 100%. The body's the temple of your mind. This is your church. You're walking around with your church. This is your, whenever they do the bells in the church, that's you doing your mantras. Whenever you have tattoos on you, that's the stained glass in the church, right? You are literally your own walking temple, right? But you see, you're the one that's welcoming in this food into your temple, right? You're bringing it in. So that's why I'm not full. Like, let's just say I still eat McDonald's. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. McDonald's is great. Like, their freaking ice cream. Every now and then you want to get a McFlurry, like for sure. So really, it's all about everything in moderation, even moderation. Yeah.
Feel that, man.
I want to pass it on.
One thing that I got from Ivan quite recently, which was very powerful, is that, he reminded me that, I'm surrounded by nature. So when I'm reading books, that's made from a tree. This wooden table that this laptop is on is made from a tree. It's like it just, this reminder that I'm actually surrounded, by nature, even though maybe there are no plants in here. There's still, irons from the metal. There's still, like, the earth is still helping us, with all that's around us. And so that was a great reminder for me. Specifically towards this exercise, brother, I loved it. One thing that I've always struggled with is I noticed that my body leans to one side. Like, it's usually one side or another side. And so doing this practice, when you went from bottom to top, it was almost like my vertebrae were being reminded of the alignment, of the fact that, this energy needs to flow, and it doesn't have to be lopsided in any way. It can actually be, more fully experienced through my beingness. So do you have any techniques per se towards, lopsidedness?
Whenever you think about something, you can suddenly feel it. You were feeling it before, but what happens is when you think about something, the atoms suddenly appear. The atoms weren't even there. They weren't even doing nothing until you looked. Then you looked and the atoms got together. This is quantum, right? So the same, all you have to do is look, literally think about that body part. If you can't feel it yet, like Like the furthest I've ever been able to take it to is where I can feel my organs individually and I can feel them each doing their own job individually. That's as far as I've taken my awareness, right? But though I didn't do it like all at once. I had to do it in steps. And one of those steps is literally just thinking about that body part, thinking about it, thinking about it, thinking about it. And eventually that body part will talk back to you. Because it's its own mind. It's its own mind, right? So like, yeah, get it to talk back to you, man. That's it. Talk back to it. Have a communication with your body, right?
I like, so it's almost like both shoulders like meeting in a cafe and like trying to talk it out. Like, you know, yeah, I like that, man. That's a great visualization to, yeah, remind myself of that. Because yeah, I think that a lot of the body reflects the mind and the situations that we're in. You know, I've heard of this idea of, you know, if you feel pressure on your shoulders, you're carrying other people's burdens and things like that. Campbell, do you have anything to add to this mind-body connection, brother? You just wrote, you are nature. I want your opinion on that, brother. What's going on?
Yeah, just what you were saying sort of brought up, and another one of sort of my teachers, Brian McKenzie, who's very much into the sort of performance aspect. But again, we think of, we need to get out into nature where you are the nature. Like if you might not be able to, you might live in the middle of an inner city where, yeah, it's a luxury to go out and be in a forest and be on the ground. So recognize that that nature is within. And for me, the way to tap into that internal nature is via the breath. And that same, I do something very similar, Costa, with that standing exercise, and notice where your weight is in your feet. And again, it's just this invitation to bring your attention inwards. We spend so much time from the neck up, thinking, planning, remembering, analyzing. So coming into your actual body and be like, oh, I'm standing on one foot, or like all my weight's in my heels. How interesting. Like, and starting to just feel your way into that. And like, here is my center of the body. And then all of a sudden the mind sort of starts to align as well. So I like to think of bottom up approaches rather than top down. Like trying to wrestle your mind into submission is kind of hard, but if you just sort of straighten up and align the body, then the mind usually follows suit. And the last sort of point on that I think is a nice takeaway for people is that physiology and psychology are super intertwined. So if your physiology is a little bit stressed out, of course your mind's a little bit stressed out. So by using breath and using body to balance physiology, then your psychology will follow suit.